What's going on, gamers? So, we have an article here by Windows Central as usual, and this article has been spreading today about Microsoft planning to merge PC Game Pass with another tier. As you know, eventually when the Magnus comes out, they're fully migrating to PC. Whatever's left over of the series, I guess they'll support whatever is there. But after what I'm reading, is not good news. And what I mean by that is that the PC Game Pass price that you see right now is going to be going away soon. Eventually, they're going to merge that with the console because they're moving to that. That means it's going to be $29.99 on PC. Yikes. And I think a lot of people probably felt that pull coming, where it's like, you don't really see that PC tier anymore. On top of them saying they're going to add in some lower tier, which is somewhat free with ads coming in front of you. It's like, well, if you're giving me a free trial to try, why do I want that trial to be interrupted with ads? Because I can go on PlayStation Plus or PlayStation and get free multiplayer weekends. And there's even free multiplayer weekends on other aspects, or it's completely free on PC. And if there's like a trial, you're going to get it at least if you're on Plus, and it's going to be no interruptions. You get a freaking weekend of no multiplayer, you know, I mean, of multiplayer free and no interruptions. So I don't know. I don't really like that. I think when it comes to gaming, there should be no ads while you're playing the game. Nobody likes that. But yeah, I mean, according to this article and according to the article that was actually projected earlier this year, there is going to be that ad-free service on its way. Now, getting back to merge PC Game Pass. What do you think that means? Like, yeah, it's pretty obvious. So it says right here, as of now, Game Pass is $17 a month and includes all day one releases as well as a lot of Ubisoft and EA games. You can even get cheaper tiers on like key markets and all that, which I've done before. But that's not going to be staying there anymore, guys. They need to make more profit, as you know. If they are merging with another tier, that pretty much means this option for PC users is going to be gone. I imagine this means the existing PC Game Pass users will just have their subscriptions changed to premium, $29.99, which has no day one EA or Ubisoft games, and I think a few games more, or if it's premium, there's not going to be that. Well, I think a few more games aren't included as well. Likely the only day one game options on PC will be the $29.99 Ultimate. So yeah, that's what I mean. So if they're going to merge it with premium, obviously that means without that, but I think it's just going to be straight up what's available on what you see on the consoles. So I don't see why they would merge that with something that didn't include Ubisoft and EA games. No, you would just go to the Ultimate. And if it's the same thing, they're not changing anything. They're just voiding out the PC option or merging it into one of the existing that you see and then adding in that cloud tier later on. So either way, if they do merge it like he said, yeah, I mean, it's just going to be the option without Ubisoft and EA games. And if you want those day one games on PC, you're paying that same price that they have on the Xbox ecosystem down in the console, $29.99. Not only that, the day one option $29.99 codes you see on the internet, those are gonna start getting scraped, and they're already doing that. So it says right here, likely the only day one games option on PC will be the $29.99 a month Ultimate. That's what I'm saying. It's gonna be that. So you're not gonna have this anymore for 17 for that deal. This deal is just gonna go to the $29.99. I don't get the point of talking about anything else because, like, no, if you still want that same equal deal, you're going here. And I also noticed when looking today that you can't buy 3-month Game Pass codes anywhere online anymore. They're going to probably start doing that Sony aspect. I don't know if you guys remember, but Sony used to have it to where you could get PlayStation Plus codes online and there were discounts. They scraped that, and it's only going to be available, and it was only going to be available now on the PlayStation Store. Microsoft changed their Game Pass tier subscription setup to like PlayStation's Premium, Extra, and Plus. They literally did the exact same thing, and it seems like they're going to follow the same method to where they're going to have it to where you can't get any more cheaper codes, and if you're going to be getting Game Pass, it's going to be full profit only in their ecosystem. Yeah, get ready for that. Now, Sony is able to do that because Sony has a functional market that is not killed and it stands on its own. You can't get PlayStation Plus with some app on PC. You know what I mean? That never happened. And Microsoft's been doing that for a while now. You can't get PlayStation discounts on other websites for deals. No, you got to go into the Sony ecosystem. But if they put something on sale, you're getting a deal from Sony, specifically only. And it works, and there's no day one games on there, and it does very well. It's also now half the price of Ultimate, which Microsoft used to have a huge advantage over that, to where it seemed like there was the clear winner. But now doing this, well, good things like that are not going to last forever, as we see right here. So this guy down here says, super obvious this would happen when they started hiding the PC only option. Game Pass is killing itself by 1,000 cuts. Hey guys, pay $30 to play a $70 game day one that will be half off in 6 months. Dude, not even 6 months. I mean, we've seen stuff happen in 2 months, 3 months. Seriously, where it goes on sale, and then you can get a 20% off within the next month and a half. Sometimes it just depends if the game's not selling well. We've seen this happen big time. So I get what he's saying, though. Sometimes you're better off just saying, instead of me just paying you a fee, definitely if I plan on playing this multiple times, I could just own the game. It starts to become less attractive, and only attractive to people who don't have that much time to game, and they missed probably 4 or 5 months out of the year, and they come there and they see 5 games that probably cost $70, and it's like, oh, I could pay, even for 2 months, if you're paying $60 for 5 games that were probably 70, 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, $350. But if they're even half off from that, you kind of get what I mean? Like, you're still saving money, because that would just be, whatever half of that is, whatever the price is of the game at that time. It may be a $60 game, it may be a $50 game, you never know. So, but if it's still 70, then, that's pretty obvious. So it's like, okay, well then, what is going to make Game Pass attractive? Microsoft would just have to add so many games per year, but then you would just be producing slop. It comes to a point to where you have to find a balance between quantity and quality, and you don't want people getting on Game Pass to get games because you say that it's 70, but yet your development has tanked down everything. Then it's just like, it looks like you're having a lot of games drop, but it's not the quality of Nintendo dropping a first-party game or Sony dropping a first-party game that they took their time with. And they're not putting that day one because it's not no service games to be thrown on there like some sub. The best games don't have that. So Microsoft's playing this game because they have the money, but then at the same time, now they have to recoup it back. The Xbox division cannot play that game anymore. They want their money, and yeah, they want strong publishing too. So you're not going to be getting no Forza 6 every single year. The Gears game, a Fable. It takes time to make games like that, and they're not going to be able to produce that type of stuff every single year. So it makes you wonder about Game Pass, being the price of Netflix, which dominates the entire industry. That's why I feel like Microsoft made a mistake by promising you day one games, no matter what, 24/7, because then you're saying you're not capable of launching a game, definitely if you're a third-party publisher, on multiple platforms and counting on those sales to actually be good, as if it would be functional like a Nintendo first-party game, which never drops day one, but makes way more money than those games going on all platforms. And they're making a profit back. And they're doing it consistently. That's where you notice there's a different game there. Like, that's the problem with Game Pass. It's like, these games you're dropping, though, like, they kind of fall off real quick. A Valve last year fell off. Doom the Dark Ages, the most empty Doom they launched. Like, everybody forgot about it. Call of Duty, the worst Call of Duty ever. Right? It's terrible. And it's like, the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered. 4-star with the Unreal Engine 5. Had to wait on patches. So what am I paying for Game Pass for if the game is unfunctional? I'm just giving you money and have to wait on updates. Any other game like Kepler, these games that drop it, it's like, they just go by and they don't exist. Hellblade 2, same thing. It's like, it goes by, but then it disappears in like a week. Outer Worlds 2, what happened? It fell off so fast. And it's like, if you're going to be doing that, there needs to be some quality there. But it seems like, it's like it happens, but then it passes, and it's almost like it didn't happen. People are back to just staring at their dashboard. It's like, that's not good. So what'd you do all that Monopoly for? And then this year, who's going to be carrying you? Playground. You see what I mean? And then you got like Obsidian doing their thing too, but it's like, these games need to have value. You want people to actually buy them more than to rent them. That's still the most important thing in the gaming industry. Sure, services are nice, but games need to be worth owning because that's the only way you're going to be a strong publisher. Otherwise, you're looking at, I don't want any of your games on all these platforms, and all I got left is the option in your only ecosystem is the Xbox Game Pass. And that's like only having it in your Xbox ecosystem. And that's not going to make you any money because you're putting it day one and losing all that money. You have to make that off of third-party platforms. So if your priority is still not to have a video game that sells a lot, you're not going to be successful as a third-party publisher. You guys hear what I'm saying? Otherwise, you're just looking at the Xbox ecosystem trying to make up for that if the other platforms are not interested to it. So that's still the most important thing, is for your games to be sellable to where PlayStation users want to buy them, Switch users want to buy them, and Steam users want to buy them. Game Pass is already putting itself at a price point that is no longer plausible to be called an amazing service that is just destroying everything else in value. So there's still some value to it like that, but you have to have amazing games for that, to where it's like you're getting that deal, but you're making that money you wanted to make on multiple platforms, and the Xbox base is getting a huge deal. It didn't seem like that last year because it just faded so quick and your sales tanked off more than ever. These are things we have to talk about because it's like the only way for you to improve is to face this reality and look at it. And you have to say that, because if you don't, then you're imagining that that's going on, but you're not improving, and it's going to show up eventually. And then people are just going to farm you. And you're going to be in the headlines. It's not going to be me. There's way bigger content creators than me. You see what I mean? So I'm the one that's coming and actually giving you honest, critical feedback. Though people want to get mad at that, but it's like, that just means you can't handle the truth. If you're a business, you should want to take constructive criticism. If you want to improve, you need to listen to those who want to help you improve by giving you pointers that actually work. And that's the type of content creators you should be supporting, because if you want the industry to improve, you need more individuals like me, not fake ass kissers, because they're not helping you improve. They're just promoting a false agenda so that they can make the brand look good. But if it's not doing that realistically, then it's fake. So this person says, if they make it more expensive, then LMAO, I got a month to play and a bunch of stuff a while back, and that was it. This is what a lot of people are going to start thinking. People have tons of subscriptions, and I find that anything that is more than $20, which I already think is a lot per month, is simply too much. The max I'm willing to pay for almost any service is like $100 a year, which is probably why I don't pay for almost anything. This is just the common crowd speaking. It's going to be like that. Well, I guess I will be discontinuing my PC Game Pass membership once they do this. Guys, it's going to happen. They don't have a choice. I'm telling you, this is just the route that it's going. I told people a long time ago, Game Pass is not going to stay like this forever. This doesn't surprise me, but we kind of get the idea here. Do we really need to even go over and read this? Not necessarily, but this is where it came from, over by Brandon Lowry. Microsoft plans to expand Xbox Game Pass and merge PC Game Pass with another tier. More third-party service bundles may be on the way too. Following Microsoft's major overhaul to Game Pass last year that saw sizable price increases, multi-platform access for every tier other than PC Game Pass, which I knew eventually was going to be merged into something, right? Because I'm like, okay, if I'm giving you what people are paying for on the Xbox for $29.99 and I say I'm merging you, why would I merge you in the medium tier? If you want the same thing, you're going to be paying the $29.99. That's why I didn't get that other thing. So I'm like, oh, no, I was wrong. No, that's exactly what would make sense. So multi-platform access for every tier other than PC Game Pass, in addition to Ubisoft Plus Classics and Fortnite Crew benefits. The firm is planning to further revamp its Buffett-style gaming subscription service. This news comes from Tom Waring of The Verge, who's very reliable. And the latest edition of weekly Microsoft column Notepad in particular, he reports that in addition to potentially testing free cloud gaming soon for a possible launch later in 2026, Microsoft is also looking to expand Game Pass and is in the early stages of exploring ways to do so. Specifically, Warren says the firm might be planning to merge the PC Game Pass tier with another, such as Game Pass Premium. Windows Central can corroborate this with our own sources. He also notes that Microsoft is looking to bundle more third-party services with Game Pass memberships. While the free cloud gaming won't be a new tier, sources tell me Microsoft is in the early stages of exploring ways to expand the Game Pass subscription lineup. But you're saying subscription lineup, subs. Warren reports, I understand that Microsoft is looking at ways to bundle third-party services with Game Pass subscriptions and potentially even merge Game Pass Premium and PC Game Pass together. It's worth noting that PC Game Pass and Xbox Game Pass Ultimate already give its subscribers access to EA Play and Ubisoft titles, alongside with special benefits and Riot game titles, Overwatch and others. But a lot of people don't care about that stuff. You're just trying to make it seem like that's making up for the price. But I'm telling you, most people say, I don't care because that's not what I want. I want the day and date games. So that's what they're pretty much looking for. Otherwise, PlayStation Plus is much better. You see what I mean? After 2025's October overhaul, Xbox Game Pass Ultimate specifically includes Fortnite Crew as well. Epic's $11.99 Fortnite membership, if you're into that. You know what I mean? There's people that say, man, I'm not paying for any of that. I can just do that separately from that. That's what I mean by like, that's like including things in, but you're trying to like capture a certain crowd when most people that are getting Game Pass are not looking for Fortnite. Free to play. You see what I mean? That's why I feel like that's a mistake there. I get what they're trying to do, but it's a double-edged sword, but the other side of the sword is more negative. Bundling further third-party services with Game Pass will undoubtedly make Microsoft's subscription model more attractive. Just give people more discount deals to potential customers. Ask for what will be offered where and get points from having Game Pass, you know what I mean, to help you get more credit and stuff like that. Other than that, I mean, people are just looking to save more money or get something cheaper. That's always something that benefits everybody. It's impossible to say right now, though I wouldn't be surprised to see more benefits added to Ultimate after its price hike to $30 has been scathingly criticized by users. You jumped up a whole $10. Yeah, you've never done that before. And now if people are going to want to get that same deal on PC, it's going to be the same thing. So this is pretty much what I thought, though. There's not much else going on. So you guys let me know what you think about that. Like, comment, subscribe as usual. Peace out, y'all. Hang in there as an Xbox gamer, I guess. And you got a lot of people asking, oh man, it seems like you're just doing this. Like, dude, this is the headlines. I'm not making the headlines. This are the headlines other people are making. There's tons of content creators with way bigger influence that are dumping on them 24/7. And I wouldn't even say dump, but more like criticizing. So this is when I act like I'm the face of YouTube doing this. Like, no, I'm doing exactly what I feel is right. And the only way for something to improve is to criticize it and to say, hey, you need to do this because this is not working. Let's tell the truth here. Then you're facing reality to improve. Otherwise, you're coping. Later.